Whole Step Ahead podcast, where we look at the whole picture in child care while keeping you a step ahead. My name is Alicia.
And I'm Monique.
And today's episode is about self-help skills, making your life easier.
Yes.
So basically, we're going to talk about self-help skills for our children, your children, everybody's children, about how we can use self-help skills to make life easier, when to assist your child, when to yield and allow your child or the child in your life to do things on their own. Self-help just occurs when a child has the ability to do and complete tasks independently or with little or no help at all, basically. So basically, just to kind of get right into it, allowing your child to learn on their own, do things on their own, really, really helps you in your daily life.
Yes. I know as parents, like, we're always in a rush and we're like, we'll just do it. I've had a parent, tell me how their child doesn't do a lot of stuff at home. And then I'm like, well, at daycare, they do everything.
Right.
So it was like, well, maybe because I'm just always in a rush and I don't let them do it. So that's a common occurrence with childcare and being at home. So we're here just to help parents and providers know when to let your child do it. Plan extra time if you have to in the mornings, in the evenings, or whenever to let your child do certain things, because it does help. And once they master it, your day is smooth.
Right.
Just going off my childcare or my in-home childcare, I promote self-help skills. I promote being independent. So a lot of the times I'm literally just standing and watching my kids do everything from dressing themselves, eating, putting up their mats. They know how to do everything. And I'm just, I'm there to assist. Right. I might have to help in some ways, but most of the time I'm here to assist. So I know we want to talk about how it starts from infancy and then it grows with your child, and certain things that they do in infancy actually helps with the development of other skills as they get older and even in adulthood.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of times, like, you don't realize how much something helps or something actually impacts when you're an infant, the skill that you would need when you're a toddler or a preschooler. Simple things like holding your own bottle, that will also assist them moving on as they grow older. If you can hold your bottle, you can hold a cup. If you can hold a cup, you can figure out how to grasp other things, toys, a ball, different things like that. So, and that also like just kind of promotes the muscle development in your limbs, your hands, a lot of the fine motor skills in infancy and toddlers, a lot of the things that, self-help skills do impact. I know we were talking before about how like if you hold if you're holding your spoon or giving your child your spoon at an early age, when they're interested in feeding themselves on solid foods,
you should introduce the spoon.
Yeah, definitely.
Or the fork or whatever.
Right.
And that goes into them being able to write, and it's hand-eye coordination. Basically, when my son Tayson, he's 2, when he was eating solid foods, I would just put the food on his plate, and that gradually interests him to even, pick it up. He might pick the spoon up and eat with his other hand, and then he'll watch us and see that we're eating with our spoons, our forks. And it got to the point where he wanted to eat. Well, he liked forks. For some reason, he chose forks over spoons. But he wanted to eat his cereal with a fork. Like, he just wanted a fork. He would eat. It could be Teddy Grahams, but he had his fork with him. So just that interest of me introducing it at an early age helped him to get introduced to it. And now he eats with his spoon or fork really impressively for a 2-year-old.
Right.
Usually they're still with, wanting to use their hands, but Tayson will go to the cabinet, get his bowl, get his spoon or fork, get his cup, sit at the table, and as long as he got his utensils, he's good. If he don't, he will let you know. So.
Right, for sure. But everything you just said literally is a self-help skill. He'll go and get his own stuff. He'll go get his food, his spoon, his fork, his bowl. Like, you don't have to do everything for your child. I mean, granted, as a parent or as a provider, you want to make sure that your child has everything they need, that everything is set up for them in a way where they don't have to do.
You just want to get it done.
Yeah, get it done. But at the same time, it's a crucial part of development that they are able to build that confidence within themselves to be able to do things on their own. Like you said before, like my youngest son, he is very skilled in fine motor skills. He's 6 now, but before, when he was very young, he would like to draw, he liked to color, he liked to do things. So I would always give him a pen. He'll always have a pen, pencil, crayon, something in his hands to use to doodle, to just scribble, scrabble, and that really, really helped. With him learning how to write later on, even if he's just drawing on paper, scribble, scrabble on paper, a lot of times all the time, not a lot of times, every time, that really does help with that muscle development and help them understand this is how you make a circle or just a curved line or a straight line. Right. So,
and going off the fine motor skills, which is your fingers and stuff like that. If you think about it, when you think of letters and numbers, they're lines. There's curved lines, straight lines, horizontal, vertical, and you have to be real precise to write. If you think about it, like, you're very precise. You have to, our lines be small, so you have to really focus on writing. So that focusedness and those precise strokes that we do come from kids being able to pick up Cheerios with the fingers, or pick up spoon and being able to move with their wrist, which is we say hand-eye coordination, being able to, a lot of times providers do sticker art, and sticker art, they take it home. Parents probably think, oh, they just put stickers on the paper, but really we're teaching them to use their fingers to get the sticker up, peel it off the paper, put it on the paper. It's a lot of concentration on just using those fingers, which develops into them writing, develops into them being able to grasp, like holding a cup. Even if you think about when you're catching a ball, it's your fingers that you're using to catch.
Right.
So that all that comes from being able to hold the bottle, being able to use your fingers to pick up things, and it just gradually progresses into everyday things that we do.
For sure, I agree. Like a couple of activities that we do at my center, we do a lot of collages, and we did a fall collage, and then for Spirit Week we did a team color collage. But our fall collage was literally them going outside, picking up leaves off the ground, picking it up with their hands and their fingers, coming inside, putting glue on paper, and then just sticking them wherever they stick them. And that helps, like, with that moving, those fingers and hands, those fine motor skills. And also our team day collage was, they took, I gave them construction paper of their team colors, and they just tore the paper up, just tearing it up, and they just use the glues on the paper, and they just stick them, tear them up, stick the paper, the collage, the pieces of paper, wherever they're on their, canvas paper, I guess, and make the collage. And that is just a simple activity now that they have learned and they're using to strengthen their fingers, strengthen their hands, because you can't just give a child a pencil and tell them to learn to write when they're 4 years old. And they have no strength in their fingers or hands, So, like, you can't, you could. It would be very difficult.
More than likely, when you see a child grasp a pencil with their whole hand, like wrap their whole hand around the pencil, they don't have the strength to do that pointer and thumb position of your fingers and precise. They're more comfortable with the whole hand because it's easy for them to move their whole hand to write. But you want that preciseness of just the fingers being used. So I know we're talking a lot about the fine motor skills, but then there's also the large motor skills, which is with kicking, balancing, walking, skipping. If you go ask a 2-year-old to go skip, that's actually, they can't. Truthfully, it's a learned thing, but it's strengthening their legs to even get to that point.
And the coordination.
Because it's a a lot of coordination to skip if you think about it.
Right. Some adults can't skip.
Even jumping or standing on one foot, that's all developmentally, which goes into us walking, running, being able to jump off stuff or climb up stuff. I don't know, like what my boys have, I don't know, they just have superpower muscles or something, because they all walk early. And Tayson, before he was even walking, he was like galloping. I'm not even like,
really.
He was galloping, and I remember me and my friend was watching him, and she's childcare too. And she's like, "Is he galloping?" I'm like, "Yes." So he already mastered like the coordination of to use those fingers. I mean, use his feet to do galloping motions. And then by even before too, he's skipping and running and stuff. So just that stuff, it doesn't come automatically. Like it's working on. So if you ever see us throwing the ball and having them kick in, or stand on one leg, or jump up and down 5 times, that's all how we work on those skills to help them develop on being able to do things as an adult.
You have to be intentional about it. Like, you might think that just them rolling a ball over and over again, the same ball rolling back and forth, that is an intentional skill that you're trying to help them develop, that helps them move their arms and their legs, putting their whole body into things. We have a little girl at our center. She is like 19, 20 months, and she has core strength. Like her core strength is so strong for her age, that if you hold her up, she can literally just like, if you hold her by her legs and lift her off the ground, she can hold her own body up.
Oh, wow.
It's like, she won't lean forward. She just straight up erect. And it's just like, wow, like that is a skill that most 18, 19, 20 months old don't do. They're going to fall over. You know what I'm saying? Or they're going to get a little bit wobbly. But she has that. We recognize it and we try to develop it, and we try to make sure that we keep her doing things that builds on that type of movement, gross motor movement. And but also bringing it back to self-help skills. Those movements, letting them learn those self-help skills or do those self-help skills helps with all of that. Encompasses all of that.
Well, even with the large motor skills, to bring it to the self-help skills, you ain't gonna be holding a 2-3-year-old,
right?
Because they're gonna be able to walk,
right?
And they're gonna be able to walk fast, because they're not gonna be the Frankenstein walking at 2-3, because you're holding them all the time. And I know sometimes it's just easy to pick them up and go. My oldest son, he's about to be 18. He used to be like, "Mommy, my feet are little, my feet are," and I'm like, no, you need to walk, because he needed to be able to walk. And I wasn't going to be holding him. And I see 3-year-olds being held, and I'd be like, "Oh my God, like put that child down." But you're hindering them from developing those skills, because when they get to school, ain't nobody gonna hold them. We're gonna be in a line. They're gonna need to walk in a line, and they're going to have to use their feet or their legs to walk. And I only want to go back to how you can help develop these skills as infancy is tummy time.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Tummy time is very important. Tummy time, you put them on their tummy and they are learning to lift their arms up. You'll see them flapping their feet or their legs, lifting their head. That's all movement that will help them be able to learn to be able to assist themselves.
Right. I think that another thing that you were saying, with like walking and stuff, I had a kid that would when he first started, he was like a little over 2, but he can run, but not that much. Like little small steps. He was very wobbly on his feet. He also walked late, but parents carried him everywhere. They didn't give him. He never had the opportunity to do those things because parents, this first child, only child, that's their baby and everything. Even when coming into the center and coming up the steps, we have steps, about 6 steps in the front, coming up the steps. took him forever to master those
Really?
steps. Yeah, but it all came from
Being
just
held.
him not able. Like I told mom, I said, listen, I love y'all. Put him down and let him walk up these steps every day, every morning. You in a hurry, don't worry about it. Just leave him at the bottom. I'll get him. You know, I will get him. I'll help him get up those steps. I also have a 4-year-old who has some physical weaknesses. And she every day she tries to come up the steps. Today she tripped. She has some physical weaknesses in her body, so like she has a physical therapist and everything, and one of the things that they're working on is climbing steps without using her hands. So she'll like use her hands to crawl up the steps. Today she literally refused to not use her hands, so she crawled up the steps and then crawled into the building. I was like, girl.
She said,
I was like, girl,
you gotta go through.
Right. I was like, girl, get up. What are you doing? But she just looked at me like, I am not about to stand up. I was like, don't use your hands. She was like, watch me use my hands. I'm about to use my hands.
That's funny.
But I encourage her every single day. Once because she comes off the bus, I encourage her every day when we get off the bus. I hold her hand getting down the bus. I don't carry her, pick her up, and we stop at the steps every day. And I let her hand go every day to let her do it on her own. Yeah.
That's self-help, because pretty soon she's gonna be able to not need you to encourage. She'll just do it.
Right.
And now that's what we want to aim for.
Right.
We want to also go into like toileting and potty training.
Yes.
That is self-help skills.
It is.
And personally, I start potty training at 18 months. I don't care if wherever you are development wise, at 18 months we starting. And I say potty training because potty training is not just sitting on the potty and going pee. Potty training is pulling up your pants, pulling down your pants, unbuttoning, unzipping your pants,
walking to the bathroom,
sitting on the toilet.
Right.
Like, I don't expect them to be going potty, but we're going to train you to go potty. That's potty training, to go to the bathroom, and that's all you being able to do certain things. So I know even as parents, even with potty training, we'll pull down their pants for them and sit them on the toilet. No, come on, so-and-so, Johnny, we're going to go to the potty, pull your pants down. Some of them take everything off. I'm okay. You want to take everything off, sit on the potty, because guess what? When you get off, you're going to put everything back on. Right. And I will sit there and let them do it. And if it's inside out underwear, inside out pants, guess what? They did it. That's all I care about. So even with that, it helps you in the end, because right now I have, I can tell so-and-so go potty, and I don't have to worry about me having to go in there with them to take everything off, put them on the potty. I know they're in there doing it. So while they're in their potty, I might, check up, make sure they're doing what they're supposed to do, not playing. And then I'm able to assist the other kids. Right. So even as parents, you can have them in there doing what they need to do, taking their pants off, sitting on the potty, and you can go cook, or you can go, do something else, go back and check, make sure they're good. But it's all part of self-help, because they're doing it on their own. And the only way for them to do it on their own is if you let them do it on their own.
It also builds that self-assurance. When you're allowing them to do things on their own, especially when it comes to potty training and stuff, that actually helps potty train faster. Yes. Once they're learned, I can do this by myself, they are more inclined to want to go to the bathroom. I have a little a child that's in our center. She literally came in. They were in the middle of potty. She's 2. They were in the middle of potty training, kind of getting her, moving and stuff. And I told her mom, I was like, don't bring no more pull-ups. Bring several pairs of clothes, and we'll just work it out from there. And literally maybe 3 weeks of that, and she was good. And she trained really fast because she was really smart. They just weren't allowing her to do it. She grasped things really quickly, but it was like, that's my baby. I'll help her, whatever. Mom came in one day. She had an accident. Mom came one day and saw her putting on her own clothes. And she was like, I did not know that she could put her own clothes on. I get her dressed every day. And I was like, well, she can get herself dressed.
and start doing it at home.
Right. And let her do it at home because she get herself dressed here every day. Well, not every day, but whenever she has an accident or something happens, she has to change her clothes. She does it herself. And she's 2. And that's okay, you know, and she's proud of herself when she's done. She's happy with herself. She's like, look, I put on my shoes.
Yes.
I put on my shirt. I put on my pants. She's happy. And that's that also helps build their self-esteem, their confidence, all those things. Self-help skills literally affect so many areas in a child's life and well-being that, you know, it's almost like you have to do it.
You have to, yeah. And it just helps you, just helps your day and your life easier when you know your child can do it on their own.
Right.
And, you know, you can just watch and make sure they're doing it right. And back to, well, potty training and stuff like that. And that's just like a whole nother topic.
Yeah.
Also,
but today for potty training.
Currently, like all my kids in my daycare, everyone are potty trained.
Right.
One of them took a week. Me and mom got on one accord. Let him do everything. Okay, we communicated throughout the day. Blah blah blah. And within a week, he was potty trained. My son Tayson is 2, and he's been potty trained since he just turned 2 in May. So probably like last year December, he's been potty trained. So maybe like 20 months he was potty trained. He's just now getting to the point where we don't do pull-ups at sleeping time, so nap time and bedtime. But other than that, he never vocalized he had to go potty. He was the type that would just go to the bathroom. So I knew if we couldn't find Tayson, he's in the bathroom doing what he needed to do, come out, pull his little pants up, and he good. So it works. We're not just talking. It works. Now, we're not saying every child's the same,
right? But
more than likely, if you start with a good foundation of letting them do it and encouraging them to do it, it's more of a joyous, like a happy occasion. Because potty training can be very frustrating for parents, very scary for kids. But if you make it happy, enjoying, look what you did, yay! Even if they didn't go potty, oh, you pulled your pants down, good job, let's pull them up. Make it happy, and it's easier, and it will work.
Yeah, something that you definitely said that I agree with is that how much it will like that. Well, I will say this: it does work. And being on one accord is very important.
Yes.
Everybody in your life. So if you as a parent are ready for your child to potty train and you take them to their child care provider and they're like, I don't want to do that, that's probably not the provider that you need to be at. You know, if your child shows signs, is ready to do things, self-help skills, you meet with that parent, not just potty training, any self-help skill.
Yeah.
If you go to your provider and say, hey, I am ready for my child to start being more independent and doing different things on their own, and that provider is not really on board with that, then you need to find another provider. And I mean that so sincerely because it's important. It's very, very important. It literally lays the foundation for so many other things that you won't have to worry about. Here we have a timer, and I got this from you.
What you got from me?
The potty training timer, like every
every
hour we have a timer that goes off, and the kids know, oh, it's time to go to the bathroom. They hear it's the same sound every day, and literally I don't have to tell any of them to go to the bathroom. They just go. You know, and that took like 2 days. Like the second day they heard that, it was like, oh, we know what to do. And so that might be a tip that you use at home.
Yes,
that might be a tip you use in your center or wherever. If you babysit,
and that helps. And it helps not just one child, because all the kids,
exactly,
and all the kids will get involved. And then we can do potty training all day. But I want to go on to, because I have one little girl. She's the youngest. She just turned 2 in August, and we are in November. So when she turned 2, she's the youngest. Everybody else is turning 3, and she just turned 2. So when she turned 2, at 18 months, we started, you know, mom brought pull-ups in, whatever. We kind of just let her go when she wanted to, whatever. But I just wanted her to get the routine of going and pulling up and pulling down. But when she turned 2, it was like me and mom. She's 2. Let's go, you know, hardcore. Within, I want to say 2 weeks, she was potty trained
Mm-hmm.
to the point where now she even, and this is unusual, I've never seen this, wake up and just she'll whine, and I'm like, you gotta go potty, and she'll go potty, go pee, and then lay back down. Like that's how much, because she was seeing the other boys I have doing it,
Mm-hmm.
like just going potty, it intrigued her even more. So she was potty trained really fast for a just turning 2-year-old.
Right.
So like I say, make it, whatever you're doing with self-help skills that you want your child to do, make it joyous, make it fun. And that's the key to it not being so frustrating. And like she said, if you're going and you're like, hey, I want my child to start using a spoon, and they're like, oh, they're too young. No. Mm-hmm. There's nothing wrong with you just putting a spoon on their plate.
Right.
If you're, want to start doing chores in the daycare, like they can wipe tables, get a miniature broom, sweep. At my old daycare I used to work with, my lead teacher, she had a miniature spray bottles, she had miniature brooms and dustpans, and we had table monitors. And when everybody's done with their lunch, the table monitors will come get the spray bottles, spray the tables, wipe it down, get the little broom, sweep it up, put everything back. And that was their chore.
Right.
But it helped them be able to go home, because then we have parents like, oh, they're always cleaning the table off and they're always doing that, because they learned that self-help skill here. Mm-hmm. And to the point where like they love doing it. They got little badges and stuff like that. Yeah. But it was a skill learned. And then I bet you now them kids probably be cleaning tables really good.
Right. At least that. Okay?
Yeah, or just cleaning up after themselves.
In general, yeah. That's another thing. Like, you don't have to clean up behind your kids all the time. Save your time. Mm-hmm. If you got something else to do, have your child clean up. At 1, they can pick up a few toys. Listen. They can put toys in a box. They can, or in a crate or a bin or whatever you have. Pick up your toys. Sometimes you might have to start them out doing hand over hand, where that's where you put your hand on top of the child's hand and kind of do it for them and pick it up and put it in place. But eventually they learn that concept and they will do it on their own. They're playing with their toys and they're done. Just remind them, oh, it's time to clean up. That way, at the end of the night, and you want to wind down, have a glass of wine, have some me time at home, you don't have to clean up the whole house because your child done cleaned up the living room already from all their toys and crap.
And repetition is the key. Like it's not going to come overnight. It takes time. Even with that, like a chore in my daycare is, I don't put up mats. I don't put up sheets. I don't put up blankets.
Nope.
They get up. I'll say, okay, time to get up. Well, I have Alexa. It's nap time's over. Get up. Oh. And they get up. Alexa is my friend. They get their mats. They put it, and I'm literally just watching. I might have to say, hey, get your mat so-and-so. They get their mat, fold it up. Take it, open my closet door, put it in there, close the closet door. They might go help the other kids do theirs, but they know that and it's a self-help skill, because if it's in the name, it's self-help. They're helping themselves do what they need to do. And I'm just there to guide them so that they can take that home and, time to get up. They teach them, make their bed up, pick up their stuffed animals, put it on their bed. They can do that even at 2 years old. Yeah. It's already programmed in their head. To them, it's fun, truthfully. Like, they just enjoy doing it. And you, oh, good job, Johnny. And every time they be like, I put up my mat. Good job, Johnny. Yeah. Like, you just do it because they want that encouragement and they want that, look at me.
Yeah. It's a little girl that we have. She folds her blanket her blanket is huge. It's way too big. But she folds it every day after her nap is over. Is it a perfect fold? Absolutely not. But is it sloppy and all over the place? 100%. However, she did it herself, and I let her fold it up and put it in her cubby every day. Yes. Every single day. After she leaves, I fix it. But it's when she leaves. I let her. Yes. I don't fix it in front of her. I allow her to, let her build that confidence. Like, I did this. When she come back the next day, she do it all over again.
And that's the point.
And I don't have to do it for them. Like, that saves so much time, because while you're putting up your own mat and blanket, I'm getting snack ready.
Exactly.
Exactly. And saves you time, makes your life easier.
That's all we're here for. Whatever can make your life easier, we gonna tell you.
Right.
And we gonna say your child can do. Now, we always gonna be age appropriate. Like,
Right.
we ain't gonna tell you your child can go cook dinner and they 2 years old, but they can
Right.
probably, you get them fine motor skills and stuff. They can pour and stir and help you, you know, whatever.
Pancakes.
For real.
That's what my son, when they were little, pancakes. Or I would have pizza night where you get the already made crust and they just put their sauce on, put their cheese on. That's like the fine motor skills again. Put their pepperoni or whatever they want to eat, and I'll put them in the oven. They made their own dinner, you know.
And they happy about it. I remember my sister was saying how in the morning my niece would wake up early and my sister would be like, you know, tired. She'd probably like 4 years old. She'd be tired and she's like, she just wants me to make cereal. Oh my God. And I'm like, go get you a little pitcher, get her bowl, set it out at night, like put it in a spot. This is your bowl. This is, you know, pour the cereal in something, and she can pour her cereal in the bowl, pour her milk, take it to the table, and she can eat. You might, you know, pop in and make sure she's doing it, but that you don't have to get up and fix it. She can do it herself. Tay, like I said, he goes when he's hungry. Let me go in my cabinet, get my bowl. We have age appropriate bowls for him because of the daycares in the house, so he knows to go in the cabinet, get the bowl, he has to have his cup and everything, sits it on the table, and you know, I'll pour his cereal and I'll pour the milk in a cup, and he gets the cup and he pours the milk in his bowl, and he's happy, he's content. Like, you know, that's just something I don't have to do because he knows how to make his breakfast in his head. He's making his breakfast,
right? So
just stuff like that, like, you know, prepare little things for them, and then when they want it, they can just do it themselves. I had one parent, I had a roommate, and his daughter was there with us, and she was like 5 years old, and he was like getting things from her, and I'm like, look at that, sir, she's 5. She should be able to get her own stuff out the cabinet. Well, it's too, no. We got a stool. Pull the stool up.
Right.
Almost said her name. Get up there, get your stuff. And he literally, like, when he wasn't around, I would make her do it. And then one day he like caught her doing it, and he just was like so amazed. But I'm like, why are you babying this girl at 5 years old? That she's not going to be able to do anything when she gets to kindergarten because you're doing everything. And that's the main thing, like, kindergarten teachers complain about. Your kid can be, say smart, the ABCs, know they name, know how to spell, can do math, geometry, but they can't tie their shoe.
Right.
They can't put on their jacket. They can't pull their pants down to go to the bathroom. That's an issue because now that teacher got to stop what she's doing to go assist your child putting on a jacket, tying their shoe. Nehemiah was 3 years old knowing how to tie his shoe. Mariah was, I want to say 3 years old or 4 years old learning to tie her shoe, and she actually taught her cousin how to tie his shoe because I'm so much like, I ain't doing it.
Right.
If you want to go outside, sit down, I'm going to show you once, and then you do it. So
same.
It made my life easier.
Same for my kids. Everything she said, I second it.
So I can talk.
No, for real, because I did the same thing with my boys. I was just like, nah, you can do it. Just no, I'm not doing that. No, you can do it. To the point where when my youngest son, he's like on a meat strike, like he won't eat meat or whatever, but he's always been like into fruit, vegetables and stuff. So fruit cups. I would buy the big cases of fruit cups. I remember one time I woke up from, sleeping at night in the morning. And I went into their room and it was like 11 fruit cups open and eaten from the middle of the night.
He got up
in the middle of the night and got to
do it on myself.
Right. I done taught him so much.
He's like, let me go.
Let me go get me some fruit cups.
Let me get another one.
And my son ate, he was like 2. I swear he was like 2 years old. And he ate like 11, like the whole case. I was just like, hey son, you cannot just be sitting here eating. Y'all, can y'all imagine? Like he at 2 went into the thing, opened the box. They're in a box. Open the box and peel. Got that plastic thing.
Peel. Some adults have trouble.
Exactly. He peeled each one of them open and ate them. And I was just like,
that self-help skills gone wrong.
Right.
That's independence.
So then we had to establish boundaries, but that's another episode. Boundaries for your children.
That's funny.
But I was kind of low key proud. I was just
you
like,
can't not be like, good job.
Right.
Now I know I don't have to open your fruit cup.
exactly,
But we're just gonna limit it.
exactly. So
That's you.
Right.
Go Asa, go.
right, right. So that is one thing that I do. I was proud of them, but definitely promote 100%. Do it on your own. You got it. You got it.
So to give perspective as a
right,
parent,
right.
as in Asa's case, it's a proud moment. It's a moment of you knowing that your child, you don't have to do much for your child. It is kind of like that, like, oh, your child is growing up, but then again, it's like you know they can do that, and that's just less for you to do. And then you can help, look up the next milestone so you can start working on that.
Right.
As a provider, it's the same. Like it takes, it gives you more time to do what you need to do as a provider with dealing with other kids, doing, that the kids can do this, so you can be doing this. So in a provider, it makes your life easier too. And then as a child, it's just self-esteem, independence, confidence, confidence, and just all that. It all around is, our main focus is the kids, or in children. So our main focus to make sure they feel proud of themselves, especially in this day and age where any little thing can tear a child's self-esteem down.
Yes.
So we want to pick up on every little thing to build their self-esteem up and deposit that love and encouragement in them. So when they do face the world, they have it already to where they know they got it.
Right.
Doing stuff and knowing that you did it on your own makes you be like, what's next? What's the next challenge? I got this.
Yes.
And that, you take that as adults into your workplace, into your friendships and your relationships and stuff like that.
Right.
So
building that foundation, that ground level, making sure that they have all those things they need definitely helps build better adults.
Yes, because we need better adults. It's better to build better adults than having to repair them.
Yes, That's it. Your kids repair the adults. Pick one.
So that's basically it on self-help and assisting and stuff. I hope you learned something.
Hope we made your life easier.
Yes. If you have any more questions, you can reach us at the email
a.wholeway @gmail.com. That's wholeway @gmail.com. WHOLEWAY.
It'll also be in the
description, comment, whatever, somewhere. It'll be somewhere where you can see it. And that's how you can email us. We also have a Step Ahead podcast on Facebook. It might be just a Step Ahead. Is it?
It's a
whole Step Ahead podcast, or just a whole Step Ahead, something like that, on Facebook.
It'll be in the description.
It will also be linked somewhere you can find it. And that's pretty much it. I can be reached at Whole CDC on Instagram and Whole Child Development Center on Facebook.
And I can be reached at A Step Ahead on Facebook and A Step Ahead on Instagram. Yeah. And like I say, comment if you have any suggestions, topics, or if you want to for us to go in depth in some of the stuff we talked about, just let us know. Hit us up. Yep. And thanks for listening.
Thank you. Check us out next time. Bye.
Yeah.